Hello, everybody. We are back with the NAWBO Member Spotlight, and today we have Amy Ratekin. Welcome.
Hello. Excited. So what's new going on in our business is everything has been put under an umbrella now, a nonprofit umbrella. The nonprofit umbrella is called Spread Your Wings. It officially launches January 1st. But Spread Your Wings is an organization for saving lives through personal empowerment. And my husband and I decided to put it into a nonprofit so we could do some amazing things. So what it basically does is its mission statement is just to provide education and empowerment services through martial arts, self-defense training, and we're providing services for people with and without special needs, hands-on, and we do virtual training, and we do training in our training center. And we do it at the businesses, and we also do it in a school setting. So we're kind of unique in that way. But we want to empower all people through our programs to prevent and save and rescue themselves from all types of violence, including abduction, abuse, active shooter, the basic ones, assault and battery, bullying, which is huge, exploitation, harassment, human trafficking, which is a big deal. That's my soapbox thing, and sexual violence. So to accomplish those things, we put our Spirit Taekwondo program, which is traditional and adaptive Taekwondo for kids with and without special needs. And all kids, we start at 5 and go up through adult. And all of our students learn martial arts, they learn self-defense, they learn empowerment strategies. And if they're kids with special needs, we add OT, PT, speech therapy, and life skills onto their individual learning plans. Yes, we have individual learning plans for every single one of our students, whether they're one of our quote unquote normal students or whether it's a student with special needs. So we have a binder with their care plans in them. And then we have the Cobra Self-Defense Iowa side, which is what most people know me for in NAWBO. So we've got that self-defense side still. So we're still providing self-defense techniques and training to people 5 and up and businesses. So that hasn't changed. And then the most exciting program that started this whole nonprofit thing is called Save Kids, SAVE, which stands for Self-Defense Against Violence and Exploitation. And what that does, that program provides self-defense training for kids ages 9 through 14 in the state of Iowa. And we'll be going into the schools either in person or virtually to provide this program. So it helps the kids, it empowers the kids to save themselves. And it's a 2-hour class. And what they learn is they learn skill sets and what human trafficking looks like, what the traffickers use, what lures they use, what abductors use. And so they save themselves from human trafficking, sexual violence, any other types of violence, and those kind of things. The big thing is to save them against abduction and human trafficking. That's gigantic in the 9 through 14 realm. And so we're giving them skill sets. We're giving them awareness skill sets. We're giving them hands-on training skill sets. And then when we go into a school, that school gets a packet and then online training for every week. They pop into our page and they get a 5-minute little spiel that says, hey, this week we're working on wrist escapes, guys. And remember, the bad guys like to use the puppy tricks or the kitty tricks or the whatever tricks. And so we go through that, age appropriate for 9 through 12 and then 12, 13, and 14-year-olds. So it's been a big, huge project. It's 18 months in the works. And so it's kind of exhausting. It has been exhausting, but it's been fun. So yeah, and it's kind of funny because people ask me why I'm in NAWBO. And I was in NAWBO way back in the 90s when it started in Iowa, when Mary Ann Kennedy was first president. And I had a production business back then, an event production business back then. And I got it sounds really bad, but I got really busy. So NAWBO kind of fell off the wayside and I kind of had to drop the membership because I wasn't very active. I was too busy doing events that I couldn't participate in lunches and things like that. And I don't like to be half involved. So that was kind of difficult. But when we started this whole project with self-defense, with Cobra Self-Defense and Spirit, I told my husband, I said, one of the things I want to do is get back into NAWBO for the mentoring, for the camaraderie, for like-minded women who are struggling just as we are, kind of a thing. because I'm most owner, and now I'm founder of this, nonprofit and executive director, which is just crazy. But yeah, so I enjoyed that very, very much. I loved that camaraderie. And so I hope everyone feels that way. I think that as women, we really have to empower each other because there's no one else that's going to do it for us.
You got that right. And being a business owner is its own animal itself. So I love that I have other women I can talk to that know that. I mean, if you have friends that don't own businesses, there's just certain things that they might not understand or relate to.
Yeah, they don't understand staying up at night and wondering how you're going to pay yourself. Well, you don't pay yourself. I mean, half the time you don't. Pays the bills once in a while, like a phone bill or a food bill or something, when you first start out, But yeah, I had a very, very good experience. When I came back to NAWBO, it was like I'd never left in some regards. I mean, there was a whole bunch of new faces, which was great because when I left, the club was really small. The organization was very small. But I was greeted by Marianne Kennedy again and Lori Day, and they've been my mentors forever. Love those ladies to death. They've always been there. And right after I joined, I got very, very sick and was hospitalized for 2 weeks. And they called and checked in with me to see if I was okay, because I'd gotten sick at a luncheon. I had to leave a luncheon early because I had gotten deathly ill. And it wasn't from the food. It had nothing to do with that. I was just really ill. And they checked in on me and it was great. I mean, best memory ever as far as, what the village looks like, what the female village looks like to lift each other up and make sure that, we're all kind of doing okay. I know COVID's been really hard to do that because we haven't had any in-person anything. And that's really, really tough. Because I love every once in a while connecting with people in person. That I need that personal touchy thing.
Me too. I hope that we will all have a newfound appreciation for that when we can. I mean, I think we will when we can meet in person.
Yeah, I hope. I think it does too. I think there's a lot of things we've learned. I've done more reading now than I've been able to do in the past, which has been awesome. One of my absolute favorite books in the world was the one written by Rita Perea. You're frantic to fabulous kind of a thing. I have her journal, and I'm very fortunate that she's also one of my mentors, and so I've been very, very fortunate to be able to work with her. And read her book and call her for advice once in a while, because I'm a control freak and I know I am. And she always reminds me of the statement by Buddha that talks about, one moment can change a day, one day can change a life, and one life can change the world.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Yeah, and that is very much why we started Spread Your Wings. And that's why it's called that, for that same exact reason.
Yeah.
But I love her because she has frantic fabulous in it. And I'm finally getting to fabulous on some sides of life, which is great. I used to be the frantic person. But no, what I miss the most though is being able to eat out.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have not tried Lazassos by Drake, it's an Indo-Pakistani restaurant. It's Indian food and Pakistani restaurant, stuff like that. If you have not been there for lunch, you gotta go. They're fabulous.
What did you have from there that you loved?
Oh my gosh, I actually love everything. My favorite thing, and it sounds really funny to most people, is I love goat. So when I go there, I have a goat dish. So whether it's goat matika or goat masala, or whatever, I'm all over it.
I'm a picky eater. I don't know that I'll branch out and try it, but
we go during a buffet though. I mean, they've got chicken, they've got lamb, they've got beef. I mean, I love Indian food as it is. I love all ethnic food. I'm not an American food person.
Well, I would love to know, is there a way that people can donate or give money to what you're starting?
Actually, yeah, great question. You'll probably all know about NAWBO members on Facebook will see our little post about, hey, please help other kids get taekwondo and stuff to save their mental health and their physical health. Right now, that's critical.
Yeah.
We've got to get some money raised so that we can I need to offer about 50 scholarships right now to kids to get them into martial arts, get them into a safe activity. the parents are very, very concerned about their mental health and their physical health. And since we have a training center, we can be open.
Roughly, what if somebody wanted to like sponsor a kid, what would that look like?
It's the sponsorship program is $99 a kid. They get taekwondo twice a week for that. So they go 8 times a month.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, right now, as I said, it's critical. I've got families that were with us that lost their jobs, you know, that they're down to one income or they're down to a partial income or whatever. We've got kids with special needs who we have not seen since March or April because mom lost their job or lost their health benefits. So they no longer can come to our dojo and they can no longer work out because they don't have those funds. So yeah, it's a critical need right now. So I'm going to get that posted in the next 5 days or so. We're working on the type for that. So yeah, I hope that some people will sponsor some kids. So we
Yeah.
can
Oh, for
bring
sure.
kids back to the dojo. But right now, the critical thing right now is to raise some money for the taekwondo side so that the kids can come in and blow off some steam and get some good mentoring and more adult, you know, interaction and more love and more socialization for themselves so they can get out of the slump.
Yeah. Oh, that
So,
sounds great. And people need to share it because you
Yep.
know, people that can give, I think this is so amazing. And oh, wow. What a gift that you are giving the community. This is fantastic.
Well, thank you. I am very, very passionate about, you know, teaching kids and saving kids. I mean, I love adults, don't get me wrong, I do, but I really am very much in my soapbox about saving kids and having them be able to save themselves. And even their mental health, they have to save themselves. Because us as adults, to be blunt, we're not doing a good job. And I hate to say that, but we're just not. The adult world is kind of forgetting about all of our kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's the saddest thing right now that we're seeing and witnessing, and it breaks my heart. It totally breaks my heart because I know what this can do. I know what taekwondo does for them. I know what self-defense training does for them, and to not have that ability for them right now is really kind of bad. But
Well, make sure you put that link in the
I
NAWBO
will.
page, and I encourage everybody to donate whatever amount they can.
Great. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
been fun
you.
talking with you.
Anxious to talk to you in person.
Thank you. Have a great day, you guys.
Bye-bye.
I think back, like, okay, think about my story and oh my God, 2016 is when I decided to do this.
Yeah. So tell us, you know, I want to know about your business, but what led you into becoming a coach?
Divine intervention. I'm pretty convinced of that. So my career was corporate marketing, you know, since I graduated from college. That's really what I did. And the last 23 years of that was at Wells Fargo. And, you know, why wouldn't I spend the rest of my career there? Safe, easy, I liked it. And then 2016, boom, job was eliminated. So I thought, well, I was 57. Do I really want to go back into a resume and a job search and start a new, you know, similar kind of job? No, no, absolutely really didn't. But I had already started pursuing the personal training side of my business because I struggled through menopause. You know, it hit me really hard. And so I was trying to figure out ways myself, you know, how do I survive this? What can I do differently? And focused on exercise and the things that I ate, just, you know, nutrition, eating better. And I think the exercise really made a difference. And it just, one day it struck me, well, I would like to help other women who are going through menopause and the crap that gives us drops on us. I'd like to help them with exercise too. So I could do that by being a personal trainer. I think I read a story in the Sunday paper about 2 different people who had done that. I'm like, oh, light bulb moment. And so I had a personal trainer at the time who was helping me, you know, stay active and get back into it. And he was this 26-year-old tall, skinny drink of water that, you know, knew nothing about women's aging and menopause. And he's like, oh, that would be perfect for you because you've experienced it. You know, you would have this empathy with women and there's a need for that. So he really pushed me and encouraged me to start that process. He's like, you can do that part-time while you're working. I suppose I could. So I had already started that, but the second day after my job had been eliminated, you know how things just drop in your lap? They just like show up when you most need them. And I was Googling some things, thinking about what would I do. Health coaching showed up. I'm like, what? Well, I don't know what that is. What's health? I had a life coach, which was really valuable and it helped me a lot through some life things. But I didn't know health coaching. So I looked into it and I started talking to people at the Health Coach Institute. And I just thought with all my heart and my soul that this is what I'm going to do. And so that's what I did. And never in my wildest dreams would I have thought at the age of 57 that I would start my own business. Like the last thing I would do. But because I only wanted to work with women, you know, I just didn't want to work with anybody for anything. I wanted this specific niche of people to help. I decided I'm just going to have to do that myself and not work for somebody else. So I hung out my shingle and joined NAWBO.
So how long have you been in NAWBO then? Since 2016 or 17?
2017.
Do you have a favorite NAWBO memory?
I think my favorite memory is the first annual celebration that I went to, which was held at was it Jasper Winery. And so they were doing 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year celebrations of people in business. And I had been in business for 1 year just prior to that time. And I got celebrated and I just felt like I just was, enveloped in love and support and that women were celebrating me. People that hadn't known me for very long, I just felt so special. Like that was, such a big deal. And so from day one, the women of NAWBO have always made me feel like that's a place I should be. Like it was home for me, my favorite place to go for networking and everything like that. And there's great people like you too.
Share this because you talk about things dropping in your lap. I myself had thought about becoming a coach. Didn't know the first thing about it. I start researching and I found Health Coach Institute as well. And so I go to this network meeting and I didn't know a single person there. And I looked down at this piece of paper and it lists everybody that's there and what they do. And I see Jenene Armstrong, health coach. And I was like, well, that's strange. And so after the meeting, I chased Jenene in the parking lot and I'm like, hey, wait, I need to ask you a few questions. And you were so gracious. And I said, where did you do your training? And you said Health Coach Institute. And I'm like, what? Okay. And so I run home and I go back to the website and you were on the website from one of the, retreats that they have. And I was like, I think I might have Facebook messaged you or something. I'm like, you're on their website. So it was just, again, divine intervention. And then when I was at my first coffee and conversation with Trisha in 2019, and you came in the room, I was like, this is so amazing. Just full circle. So.
Oh my gosh, I remember that too. That was at Nora's open house on Grand.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, it was so funny to see your face, Wendy, because you were like, oh.
I see you as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to know that you went through the training and had become a health coach.
It's pretty cool how things come full circle. So awesome.
Definitely.
So how have you had to pivot during COVID?
Actually, it wasn't a big change because my health coaching is not done face-to-face anyway. So that's done Zoom, Facebook, by phone, whatever works best for the client. So that just continued as was. And I was gone for a month in January last year, as my husband and I are kind of dipping our toes into the water of going away a little bit in the winter. And so we went to South Carolina for a month. And so I started training my clients there virtually, which worked fine. And then, a month after we came back, boom, shut down. So we just went right back to virtual training, and that has worked amazingly well. And I've acquired new clients this summer who have never been to my in-home studio or met with me face to face, and we've made that work. So I'm afraid some of them might never come back here because it's too convenient to just stay home and put your camera on, and that's great too.
Yeah, I agree. I've heard a lot more people are loving the virtual aspect of the health and fitness, because like you said, it's just they throw on their clothes. They don't have to brush their teeth, put on their deodorant, maybe not even a bra, and
or shoes. Yeah, and you don't need a whole lot of equipment. It's not like they have to have their own gyms stocked at home. We adapt. I get really creative in how we can get things done, and they get good workouts in. So I think all around everybody's happy. It's pretty amusing sometimes with the camera angles and the things that I see. I'm like, I can't see you anymore. Get down the floor. Yeah. So the only things I've truly missed during this time is being able to be out, seeing people like you, and just talking and networking, and talking about what I do, which that's how I get clients, is word of mouth, really.
Yeah.
There's no greater way for me to do that, and so I miss that a lot.
and I don't know if I'm starting the perimenopause or if it's just stress.
Yeah, there could be a lot of that too.
Exactly.
But I've coached some women who aren't totally into that, but they are just struggling with poor habits and have been putting everybody else first for so long, right? Your kids, your jobs, the house, just so much that we take care of. And that's the kind of people we are, right? As women and moms, and we take care of everybody else, and then we don't prioritize ourselves. So a lot of what I do with women is helping them prioritize themselves so they can really focus on the choices they're making, and why are you making those choices, and let's come up with alternative choices that actually make you feel better. And so, while it starts with, oh yeah, I want to lose weight or whatever, it always comes back to that piece is not as important as I thought. I need to feel better. And if I eat better and I treat myself better and I think different thoughts, then I'm going to feel better. And the weight eventually starts to drop off, just because you're listening to your body and making the choices that are best for you. And everybody's different. That's why, diets are they're not the answer. And I tried diets for so many years, and then I got into the health coaching education and realized, oh my gosh, there's a much better way to do this that doesn't make you feel like you're losing out or being deprived. And it's a matter of being aware of how you do things and being mindful of your choices, and eating better foods and moving. We all have bad habits that we fall into, and that's where it feels comfortable and safe. And why should I change that? Well, because you'll feel better. Yeah. And we want to live longer. We want to be healthier, more active lives, be there for our kids and our grandkids, and retirement and travel, and all those things that we think we're going to do when we get older. And then if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not in a good position to do it.
Yeah. And I want to feel good at that age. You know what I mean? I want to have energy, and I want to feel good about my body, mentally, physically, spiritually. I mean, that's what you look forward to with retirement.
You're stuck in a chair because you're too sore and tired to get up and do anything. Yeah. Yep. So that's my focus, and that's what I do, and helping women.
I love it. Well, even that, was it about 45 minutes that you let us,
Yes.
the NAWBO group, just that 45 minutes, I just felt so great.
And
Yeah,
to me, what I loved about that is that I literally did it right in my office.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, it's like I literally did it right in my office. Yes, I had on my salon clothes, but I didn't sweat a lot. I mean, it was truly so simple, so simple. And like Wendy said, I felt so much better the rest of the day, so much better.
Yeah. And it could be 10 minutes. It could be 15
Yes.
minutes. It's, just get out of your chair, move your body, stretch your body. Maybe it's 10 minutes in the morning, maybe it's 10 and then 10 minutes when you break for lunch. We can all do 10 minutes of something, right? Yeah. And it doesn't have to be super strenuous. It's just, our bodies just crave that chemistry of movement. That's what we're made to do. And so then your body's happy and you feel better. I mean, that sounds so stupid and simple, but it really kind of is that straightforward. But yeah, I'm hoping to do some more of those for NAWBO. I had shoulder surgery a few weeks back, so I'm not in full, I can't do everything yet. So not in a good position to lead any of those classes, but I hope to in the new year.
Maybe you could have like a Vanna White stand-in that you could just tell them what to do and point to them.
Yes. I should have had my daughter do that while she was living here with us.
Yeah.
So life is good. I'm grateful to be able to do what I do, and it doesn't feel like work, and that's a true blessing.
I love it.
Well, we truly are so blessed to have you in the NAWBO sisterhood.
That's sweet. I appreciate that.
Oh,
See you guys in person again.
we will soon. We will soon.
I miss hugs. That's what
Oh my gosh, yes.
miss.
Yeah.
That will be the first event, just a hug fest.
Yes.
Just turn on some music and we'll just run around the room and hug each other for a half an hour.